Welcome to Pod Time, Issue 9. You've got red on you.
We are live. Hey, brother. Welcome to
Hey, brother.
welcome to Pod
Hey,
Time
brother.
hasn't officially started. It's okay. You can go away. You can go back away. Get out of here. Go back to your noodles.
Hey. There was rice too.
Don't pick at your noodles. How was your guys' week? Anything exciting? Or just another average adult work week?
Nothing really exciting over here. Some car problems,
Uh,
but nothing exciting.
I got to go to First Fridays. I've never heard about it until literally Friday. No pun intended. But
We
Kara,
we potentially had an invite to it, remember?
no.
Yeah, remember when we were gonna do a concert and Everett met us? We went and met that dude, and he took us to that like club, and we were like, "This is like a club. This is not a." It was like a dance type rave type club. You remember
Oh,
that?
Part of First Fridays? I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
that whole strip down there on First Fridays is like lots of stuff like that.
there was actually live bands this
Yeah,
time. There was actually a competition to play a gig. So there was a bunch of live music going on and bands changing and coming on and doing covers, and people got to vote on who they liked the most, and whoever won at the end of the night, I don't know. I didn't stay till the end, but yeah, it looked a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, the first thing I thought of was like, oh, this would have been killer back in the day to try to get to be a part of, like for us, because I know we did that one competition, and I was like, this is something that we might have jumped on if we were brave enough back in the day. But it was a lot of fun going up and down, looking at all the artwork and handcrafted stuff, and some of it was obviously like, and then others, it was kind of cool. I tried
everything.
beef shawarma for the first time.
You tried
It was
what?
actually really good. Beef shawarma. I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. And I was like, oh wow, this is really good.
Oh, it was good?
Yeah, it was. It kind of reminded me of a gyro, really. It was like slightly different than the lamb meat, but it had like the same or a similar sauce inside, as well as similar vegetables. You know, they had like I think it was lettuce. What was it? They added like lettuce, tomato, I think I saw, and then a shit ton of sauce. Like before I even knew that they were done, they were already like wrapping it up. So I didn't get to see like everything, but when I was tasting it from what I tasted, because I was busy eating it and walking and trying to look, so I was going off pure taste. I was like, whatever's in here, I'm eating it and enjoying it. And so I just kept walking.
Yeah, it just sounds scary. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, shawarma. It just
I don't
doesn't.
know.
It sounds like it would be like rancid meat, but
It doesn't
it's
sound
actually really good.
delicious.
If
I'll
you
have to
like a
give it
gyro, if you like gyros, you'd probably
a
like beef shawarma.
I'd check it out.
Yeah, but that's where I got that new piece I showed you before we got on.
Oh,
That's
wow.
They actually had a stand for all the paraphernalia. So
Right on.
yeah, it was fun. But besides that, yeah, it was about a boring week. Yeah, all the rest of it.
Not too bad.
Yeah. What about
How
you,
about
man?
you, Arlie?
Just a lot of driving. That's about it. Playing games, streaming, pooping.
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun.
Whole lot of pooping going on.
Came really close to pooping in the pants.
Oh, shit.
I had to just run to the work terminal. Like I pulled in, dropped my trailers, and then as I was dropping, I was like, I think I have enough time. Like home's only like 4 miles away. I should be fine. By the time I parked it and got out of my truck, I was like, oh no, this is like gonna happen pretty immediately. So I fucking took off and broke one of my rules of only pooping at home.
I don't know what's happening.
I was either going to be in your terminal or in your pants, so you made a good call.
Oh no, I would have dropped pants and leaned up against a wall or something.
right, right in your company's parking lot.
I don't
Like-
care. I was like, hey, it's not going in my pants.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you for that.
I'm gonna end this
That
call
would
and
just
come back
that'd be a
in.
rough conversation. Like, excuse me, there's a mess down at the end in the corner.
Oh no, we lost him. He said
Oh no.
he said he was gonna end a call. There he is. He's back. And we're
I'm back.
back.
I figured since you guys were both frozen and I was still moving, that I was probably the problem. So,
I didn't even notice.
well, you guys didn't have a problem. I did.
Speaking of
Yeah.
problems, we're we've got some news from Casey that could potentially be a problem. Elon,
I mean, it's not a problem.
it could be,
Although, I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess it could be, technically
depending on how you
speaking.
want to look at it through conspiracy theorist eyes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that, like, oh, we're all gonna get turned into drones if we do it. They're gonna turn us on autopilot. Which, I mean, theoretically, it's possible, I suppose. If it's just like any other, obviously, for the viewers, we're talking about Elon Musk's new Neuralink that he just put in his first human patient earlier this week, and we don't know exactly what it's able to control yet, but it's supposed to help rehabilitate people that have had paralysis. It's able to link up to your home devices, and you're able to control everything with your thoughts, essentially, is what
Oh,
it's supposed to
wow.
do. Yeah.
You have something implanted in your head, or
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you get electrocuted like Doc Ock, and then it takes control of you.
yeah.
Or until they decide to push a different command button at the facility that installed it, and then then the facility's got control of you.
And
Or
Amanda,
Tesla.
like Amanda Waller, they just press the button and your head explodes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll start talking to people through it and giving them orders, and if they don't follow through, they'll send an electric shock that fries part of your brain. I mean, it's
Wow.
possible. It's crazy to think that or to assume that, but is it possible? I'm sure it's possible. It's got to be recording data, obviously, because it's a trial. So they have to either the chip has to relay that information in real time, or they're going to have to open him up. I didn't get a good look at like the patient themselves, so I'm not sure if there's a piece that's actually sticking out or if it's like embedded into him. But from everything that they've always shown, there's always like parts sticking out, right? So they could essentially just hook up a wire to the like external connector and then transfer whatever data is being collected through that. That's most likely what they would do. But who's to say that that's the only way that the data is transmittable? I mean, as we saw in cell phones, there's tiny microchips now that can send signals to other devices. So I mean, as small as like your credit card, right, or your debit card, with chip readers in them. You know,
It is time we
so
talk conspiracy, so
thing
listen
that it
up.
makes me thing that it makes me think about is if this thing can hear your thoughts to be able to do the things you want to control with it, then it can hear every single thought you have. So it's probably just going to be writing down every single thought that you have,
yeah, that's
and then that's going
terrifying
to
in
be
itself.
where it can be sent somewhere or whatever. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Neither do I. I I
If
I'm very skeptical because I am I wouldn't say a conspiracy theorist, but I do lean towards it. I have a little bit of paranoia about it because I mean, the government's shown that they're going to test out every aspect of technology, and they very rarely stick within certain guidelines. They like to push boundaries, and it's
just,
not. Go on. Sorry, it's
I was gonna say, just imagine what the chip's gonna do when you're dreaming and it's getting that signal too.
Oh
ooh,
wow, yeah.
Or if it can
I
tap
never
into
thought
your
about it.
unconscious side that you're not even aware that your brain's like, hmm, I wonder what this is like.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe oh, what is that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception? Maybe they're going to be able to incept you, so it doesn't look like it's really like they're under control. It's your ideas. So all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like subconsciously, you're getting mind controlled, but
Giving you
you
all the
believe it's
yeah.
your own. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Possible.
pretty scary.
it is. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. I'm curious. I really am. I
I'm
can't wait
excited
to
for the
see the
positive,
results.
but I'm scared for that type of stuff.
Yeah, same here. I hope that it's just positive, but we'll see. Time will tell.
I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything that's just ever positive. There's always
Um,
like, there's always a negative about it somewhere,
yeah,
or
yeah.
evil intention somewhere.
Speaking about evil intentions, of course, while I was at that Friday event, there were people going everywhere, religious, religious, like not protests. I wouldn't say protests because that's a bad word, or that's the wrong word. But it was like religious fanatics going there and shouting out their opinions that they know people are around, so they have no choice but to overhear, essentially. And on top of that, there
Like
was people.
like a phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I,
I've
I
seen it.
it was a. I don't know what church it was. They handed me a flyer at the end, and and you know what? I'll save that story after the podcast. There's part of that story that I won't go into. I just don't. I don't want to. There's. I'll save it. I was about to shoot myself in the foot, and I was like, you know what? No, thank you. I'll plead the fifth on this one.
All
Save
right,
it,
Uh,
yeah.
save it for the after hours podcast.
yeah, there we go. After hours pod. But I will say to get back to like kind of on topic what we were saying before I branched back out into the Friday event. I had one woman come up to me and she was like, "Hey, you should try to get uh one of the candidates. It's so we can have a third candidate on the ballot for the 2024 election." And Kara was like, "Oh no, thank you. I'm not interested." And she's like, "What about you?" And I was like, I can't stop myself from saying that I think it's all bullshit, man. And like I had like a 2 minute debate with this woman on the side of the street about how the rigged elections for the last like two elections have just been out of control. And since little has been done to do anything like to stop it or any like going back and revote, like no revotes have been taken. uh I find it better off just staying out of the presidential election. I was like, state and local elections, sure, and certain laws that get implemented on the statewide, sure, but I was like, I'm sorry, I can't in good conscience sign that petition. And she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna walk away now. like She completely booked it from me because
She's
she
like,
did not want to hear any of that.
it's like, God damn, Alex Jones Jr. over here. God.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
she was
vote
young
because it
too.
turns the frickin' frogs gay.
You could tell in her face, she was just like, "Oh God, this guy's got opinions. No, thank you." She was young. She was like young, early 20s. So she didn't really. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, not to get too deep into conspiracy.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it beats what I did. Most exciting thing I've done really is ordered a green screen. That's
Oh,
about
you
it.
ordered a green screen?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are you just gonna have it where it's like directly behind you while we're doing this, or are you gonna like
I don't
put it
know.
together
I
in
don't
a
know what
whole
I
new room?
can. I don't know what I can do through Discord. It's for my actual stream because
Okay.
I have way more control. Like I've tried messing with Discord and I can't. Um, there's not as many options as there are in my streaming application.
Yeah,
So
that's okay.
you'll most likely either just see a green screen behind me in Discord, or I'll like lower it down out of frame. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, who knows?
I'll mess with Discord. Maybe I might be able to. Like
Yeah, man, have fun with it.
maybe I don't know. I'm still figuring stuff out. But that's about it on my end. Nothing crazy.
Nothing. All
Nothing
right.
worth
Well, did you? Oh, nothing worth talking about.
right.
Yeah.
It looks
So, do
good. It
you
looks.
want
Yours doesn't look as good.
to? Yeah, I know. But what was funny is I actually was mouthing out real words though. I was like, "So, do you want to get into the movie review?"
Decent. It was decent, but it wasn't. Wasn't as good. Yeah. Do we want to do the movie review now?
Yeah, we can.
Let's get into it.
All right. So this week's movie review, this retro movie review, is Shaun of the Dead. Yeah. So I don't want to dive deep into the actors. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't want to go too much. I want to give a beginning intro, and then I figure we would just spitball and go back and forth about certain aspects of the movie and what you liked and what you didn't like about it. But it starts off with the main character, Shaun, and the gang in Winchester, as usual. It opens up with Liz talking to Shaun, wanting more out of their relationship, and he's sitting there kind of oblivious to how his life is going so far. Right? He's in his late 20s now. He still has the same job that he's had since out of high school. He still hangs out with the same friends, and he still basically does the same thing every day.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think she was just searching for something like her that her friends had, which I think was hilarious when you think about it, because her friends were the opposite of what a picture perfect relationship really is. They were the definition of settling with each other, as we come to find out later in the movie. But
Uh, I was just gonna
oh, sorry,
say.
I thought one of you were talking.
I was just
Was that
gonna
the
say. I just don't think she wanted her life to be going to work and then going to the pub and then going to
no?
I know she
work and
had a
going to the
problem that
pub.
he hadn't introduced her to his mom. I know she had a problem with that.
Oh shit, that's gonna be a problem. I don't know what it is, but this light, it's like a ghost in my garage, man. This light will just trigger on and off for no reason. I have no idea why.
Instead of getting up and walking 2 feet, you spend more energy with a pool cue.
Oh, for one, that was way less energy than walking up. It's not 2 feet because it's like I gotta go on an L shape to get to it. So this pool stick just cuts off that corner, and I can just boop press it.
Yeah.
It's the fat man in me.
I
So
I do like is
add
when
to
they're talking to each other, and she's like going on about like not that she doesn't like Ed, and he's like right there, and she's like, no
yeah,
offense, and then he's doing it about her friends, and it fucking pans over, and they're just sitting right next to her.
just like all angry.
Like
Yeah,
a
it was
couple
just hilarious.
things.
I was gonna say that too. I was like the funny part is right after she goes on and says how bad of a friend he is. His first thing to do is come over to the table and he's like, "Hey, cunts, would you like anything from the bar? Would you cunts like anything to drink?" And I was like, "Dude, you're not helping your case whatsoever right now at all." Everybody's face on the other side of the table, all Liz and her friends, just their face just looked and like just hatred to him. There's a little subtle humor I love about British comedies, and this one was chock full of every little bit of it.
I like
But
the bit where when him and Yvonne run into each other and they say the same couple of things, and they run into each other 3 times throughout the movie, and it's the same
and
words,
they're
but they
all
mean something different in the context that they're in, because
yeah,
of what's going on. Like I like that. That joke's good. Like everything that him and Pete say to each other, like it all comes back again. Like if they say the same stuff twice, and I don't know, it's funny. It always works out that way though. Like when he's picking on Ed and he's like, oh, and then at the end when he's a zombie and he's attacking Ed and he's like, I said leave him, and then he shoots him, So it's just like everything they say to each other comes back again.
yeah, yeah. No, it's it. I don't want to skip too far ahead. I don't want to skip too far ahead, but I do want to bring it back to right after she says all the stuff she has to say about not wanting her life to turn out that way. You could see that obviously he still loves her and he wants to be with her and he wants to make it work and he makes this promise. And right after he makes this promise to change who he is, the camera does like this close up and the voices and the music gets muffled and he's just like left there with his thoughts like, "Oh my god, I actually have to be an adult like a mindless drone." I don't know if you noticed like the comparison between like what was actually going on around him, like zombies and all that, like the mindless eating and mindless drone nature of all of it, compared to the idea of adulthood, which is almost similar in a sense. You're almost it's like two different versions of what society thinks of zombies, right? You got your actual stereotypical zombies, brain eating zombies, and then you got your just regular day to day 8 hour shift coming home to the wife and kids life, right? And I liked the fact that they put those together. I don't know if anybody else got that, but that's what I looked at. I didn't realize that when I first watched it, and I went in there with like a different outlook, I guess. I mean, the last time I watched this was probably like not only the year that it came out, which was 2004, good year, but a couple years after that, maybe is how much I watched that. And then like I haven't so I haven't watched it in about 18 years, I would say.
Damn,
Yeah. I know,
that's
right?
wild.
Can you believe it's been 18 years since like, or no, it's been 20, but like to think about it, like it's crazy how long it's been since I've watched that movie. But going
That
into it with fresh
one,
eyes, it was kind of funny, kind of funny. It was like that, like dark funny in my and at least in my opinion, the side by side comparison of what he thinks life will be like versus what it ended up turning out to be, which the similarities are just comical in my opinion.
Yeah.
But But then we are. I don't know if you guys want to carry it on from here because I don't want to take over the entire thing. But I was gonna say that it goes from the bar and him contemplating life and pontificating about it to actually that brings up one question. How did you guys feel about the way that it was shot? Like the flashing back like and forth. Like I know at the time it was kind of a different way of filming it, but it was also like a comical way because it does do that in certain types of action movies and thrillers, right? So, but what did you guys think of it being a part of like a horror, like all the flashing from like they're here, then they're there. What
I
did you
liked
guys
it.
think
I
about
liked
it?
it a lot. I think it worked for it. They did it consistently throughout the movie, and yeah, I just think it worked. It worked every time.
What about you, Arlie?
I didn't think about it until you said it, so
Oh, shit, sorry.
I still don't
So
really
not
have an
good.
opinion other than what Pat said. It worked.
If
It
he
it
didn't,
Yeah.
if he
it
didn't,
added
yeah.
an element of comedy.
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, it kind of added to the comedy aspect of it. Because there were times where the comedy, it wasn't in your face, like you said, like the last one. It wasn't in your face. It was very subtle. And I am happy with this choice over a Scary Movie too because of that. I, I knew it was subtle humor, but I didn't realize like how subtle it was. Like the whole conversation on the phone when he's talking to his mom, and he's like, "Oh my God, Mom, did you get bit?" "Oh, Philip? Oh, okay." And then Ed comes in and he's like, "Oh, did Barbara get bit?" "No, it was only Philip." "Oh, okay." Like that that whole back and forth, just like the little quips I thought were great.
Hmm. The one thing that I have to say about I think the characters were all really great in the movie, but like David is such an insufferable character, but he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be. He does, and the actor does a great job. Ed, not much better, but you like him for some reason. But he really is a disaster the whole time. But you like him for some reason. I don't know what the difference is, but I just got a kick out of that.
Yeah.
The
I
weird
think it's
thing,
because he's like the common man. Oh, go on, man. Sorry.
as you say, the weird thing is like David's actually trying to do the stuff that you should do to better your situation, and Ed is just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do until I start doing it.
Ed's
Is
hilarious. But yeah, everything he does, like as soon as they start on the plan, after they get the plan down, he asks to drive. So I mean, right off the bat, like the plan has changed now. Things are going to go different now since he's driving. And then he crashes that car on purpose because he wants to drive the Jag. Then they
Yeah.
decide he doesn't kill Philip. So when he comes walking out with his mom and Philip, it's so funny 'cause every time they made a plan, he was going to kill Philip. So yeah. Yeah, then he's hitting, purposely hitting the zombies and does donuts and stuff like that. So yeah, he's messing stuff up the whole time, but I just still liked him the whole time.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, no, every bit of it. I think one of my favorites is when he's completely ignoring Pete and when he's like talking shit about Ed right next to him. He's like, "This guy, you need to get him off our couch." He's like, "Come on, he's worth a laugh every now and then." And he's like, "Yeah, he was worth a laugh." He's like, "Remember that time we were all playing Tekken 2 and he made that joke?" He's like, "Yeah, that was funny." He's like, "That was 5 years ago." He's like, "Get him the fuck off our
Yeah.
couch." And then he comes up to him and he's like, "Ed, if you're gonna stay here all day, can you please do some chores? And if you take messages down, you know how to write on a piece of paper, don't you? Write everybody's messages down." He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then as he walks away, he's got that the index cards taped to his blazer. "I am a prick." And he turns to Shaun. He was like, "I thought it was funny, right? I thought it was funny." The little shit that he does that most people think that he's just an idiot art. It's like he is an idiot, but like the stuff he does is absolutely hilarious. It makes up for the stuff that you don't like about him.
I don't think he's as much of an idiot as he's inconsiderate and
Yeah.
he's not trying to hurt anybody else, but he's definitely just trying to do whatever he wants to do, and it doesn't really matter about anybody else.
Oh yeah. Well, hello.
Hello.
He did not
I
watch. He doesn't have much to add in this part of the conversation. Bye bye.
I
Bye
I
bye.
I did like when they were all in the Jag and it was set up that the child safety locks were on, and then when they get in they have to stop and everybody has to get out. They tell Ed to like open the back door, and he gets out of the car and just like stands around and doesn't help him.
Stands there.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was like,
Liz has to come up to him like, Ed, what are you doing? He's like,
What?
huh?
I thought it was whenever Shaun asked something, he's like, "Do you still have the child safety locks on?" And he goes, "Safety first, Shaun." I thought that was really funny. The character Philip was really good, and they had the actual serious talk in the Jag, and that was a good scene, a
Yeah.
good moment. Also, the scene whenever they're all practicing their zombie walks and stuff, and when Barbara, then they're like, "Oh, that looks great," and she's like, "Oh, what? I was just zoned out." That was really funny. That was my favorite joke the first time that I watched the movie. That was my favorite joke.
It was a good one. It was a good joke. But you
uh,
find out the reason why she's able to be so distant is because she is slowly turning into a zombie
I think
from getting
she's just
attacked by one of
naturally
her
like
neighbors.
that.
Oh, that too. She was spacey as hell when he first came and picked him up. She was completely oblivious, or at least just didn't care whatsoever about the urgency of getting out.
Yeah.
Even though her husband was bit.
Like, I told you I read it under a cold tap.
It's hard to hear you, man. I don't know if it's your headphones, but you were cutting in and out.
Yeah, probably is. Just continue.
All right.
Yeah, the thing that the thing I laughed at the most the first time I watched it was when they were on the phone with Barbara and they were getting ready to hang up, and Ed just like sticks his head at the phone. He's like, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." As like it's a reference to they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Out of the Living
Yeah.
Dead.
It made me laugh a lot.
You're coming to get you, Barbara.
Don't you point your gun at my mom. Don't you point your gun at Barbara.
But David, and also you would think with a performance like that every time I see that guy, I would just think of this character. But he played the supporting actor to Simon Pegg in Run Fat Boy Run, and he was really good. He was one of the best characters in the movie. So credit to that guy as an actor too, because they went from being just somebody that I loved when I saw him get ripped apart in that movie to being just like the funniest character in another one. So
Yeah,
Uh,
he really did play a dickweed in this one very well.
yeah. He was gonna shoot Shaun if that gun was loaded or that gun didn't malfunction. He was gonna shoot
He
him.
he did
he
pull the
did.
trigger.
Before
He
that,
did.
he was a pacifist, so he wouldn't even touch the gun before. Then he was gonna shoot Shaun. Terrible.
Because he's
He's
jealous.
Oh, also, I don't know if you guys noticed if you watch The British Office, but Diane is the Pam in The British Office.
I didn't know that.
No. Although I did watch the first episode and I forgot all about that.
Oh, also, the second time they run into Yvonne, and she has a group of people that mirrors their group of people. The
Yeah.
second and her boyfriend in that line, he is the Jim in The British Office. He's also the guy that played Everett Ross in the Black Panther movies, and he played I think he played the Hobbit as well in the Hobbit movies.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was him, the guy that played her boyfriend in that mirror line.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
He
I never caught that before, but I caught it this time.
I know
That's
him
good.
most as Watson from
Never
the
seen it.
Sherlock show with Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he
Hmm.
plays Watson.
Yep, that's him.
I'd have to go back and watch it. Um,
There's another running gag through all the movie where people kept pointing out that you've got red on you.
yeah, in the beginning.
Like even whenever they're covered in blood and stuff, somebody else still say it. Like,
Yeah, like
yeah,
right
go.
after they got done, I thought I mean, it was definitely one of my favorite parts when I first watched it is when they first grabbed whatever they could find and they go outside and they just start chucking like pots and cans at the zombie's head because they hear on the news how you gotta destroy the brain or bash their head in. So they're just sitting there throwing cans of soup and
Yeah,
mugs at their heads and shit.
throw the basket at
And
the
then
end of stuff.
say that again.
Well, they have a basket full of stuff they're throwing, and then whenever they throw everything, they just throw the basket. It's just like a laundry basket, and they just throw that as well.
Yeah, I love when they were like sifting through the
Yes,
albums,
yes.
try to go Dire Straits. Shit, get rid of it. And he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
chucks it. They just keep chucking
yeah.
shit at him.
They're approaching the zombies are approaching them, and they're actually picking through the album collection to decide which ones to throw out. I mean, I thought that was a good gag right there, really good.
Like
And when
that
he, I
was the
Yeah.
remember,
second pressing.
like I like it.
Oh, that was the second album I ever bought.
Yeah, I don't remember what album it was, but he pulls up one like this is obviously we're gonna throw this one, but Sean's like, I like it. Yeah, it was a good gag.
What do you think is a worse weapon? Them bringing that whole laundry basket of items, or the lady that brought an unplugged iron to fight Michael Myers? Which one do you think?
Probably the unplugged iron is worse.
Yeah. Like,
Michael's
cause
more.
honestly, like the basket had a chance of working
Yeah,
to a degree, whereas you're not gonna take down Michael Myers like that. You don't stand a chance like that.
Hey,
You might as well go
she
out there with
doesn't know him like we know him.
True, but that's why I get to say that's why I get to have my opinion because I am the audience. So as the
yeah.
audience and I know who he is, I think that would be a stupid call. But that's me being outside of the movie. I'm not judging horror movie decisions. I know I've been critiqued before in the past when I've given too much of a realistic point of view and it's a horror movie. I know I got to step back from that.
I really like the joke whenever they're fighting the neighbor when they're jumping through the lawns and they throw him the tetherball pole and he winds
Yeah.
it up and hits him in the head with the tetherball.
And they're like, grab him.
Yeah, they're making the stab motion, and then he does. And I don't know if you guys thought about this. I never thought about this till this time. But he runs that pole not only through the zombie, but through a tree.
I didn't catch that the first one either. I was like, how did he do that? Like
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
amount of
say,
strength he has to have.
I never heard any other movie besides From Dusk Till Dawn mention this, but they actually take the time in From Dusk Till Dawn to mention that the vampires have soft bodies. So even though they're strong and they're fast or whatever, like you could stick a stake through them way easier than you could stick a stake through me or you know, because their bodies are softer. So I just kind of adopt that for all things. That's why you can stab a zombie so easy. And that's why you can stab vampires and everything so easy. So yeah, I made that exception when he stabbed through the zombie. But yeah, I never even
Yeah.
put it together that he went through the tree as well.
Oh yeah. Well, we also saw that when Sean's like, "All right, you come at with the when he's throwing the like right before he throws the records at the two zombies. Before it's the two, it's just the lady in the garden, right? When they go out to inspect it, and at first they're just playing it off like she's drunk and everything. Like, oh my god, look how drunk she is. They're just having fun with it until she tackles him, and then he threatens her. He's like, "All right, if you come at me, I'm gonna come at you." And he like pushes her, and he puts her down on that pole. When she lifts up, she's just got this giant hole through her whole body. Like right then and there, you knew that they were soft, decaying bodies
Yes,
already.
But it's like if it was just a drunk girl, he would have pushed her, and she would have been like, I don't know if impaled is the right word, been skewered on that thing.
Stewart
Imagine
is
if
the
it was
better
just
word.
a drunk girl that was in his backyard.
It's self-defense. She was coming after him.
Yeah. On
Yeah, he
this,
dropped out.
No, I'm still here,
he can still hear us. We just can't see
Oh,
him.
just
I
doing
didn't know.
something.
No
I
problem.
trying to lost my train of thought. I think I was gonna go with like the thing I found funniest this round was
Oh, go on.
was after the breakup and everything with waking up drunk. He's going to the store. Just how completely oblivious he is to everything.
Yeah,
The blood on the
the
on
glass,
the
the
glass,
handprints.
him slipping in the
Yeah,
blood.
they had set that up the previous scene because he just kind of on his routine and he went and did his thing and all this stuff is happening in the background. He pays no attention to it. So then he goes out and they're all zombies and he's still not paying any attention. He's just doing his routine. So yeah, I
I like.
like that. It was funny and I like that that kind of stuff comes back. They set it all up, just like whenever he is with Ed when he's playing the shooting game. When he says like top left,
Yeah,
reload, whenever Shaun's firing the gun later, it's that same they say the same stuff. Top left, reload on it, nice shot. Like they say all the same stuff. So I like that. They set everything up and it all comes back again.
yeah.
Yeah,
They show his obliviousness before that as well. Like after, not only before, or I can't talk. Not only the morning after, but that night that that they leave the bar, because they after he gets dumped by Liz, which I also thought was funny when he brought her the flowers. He didn't even hesitate to grab the flowers, and he tries to play it off as a joke, like, "Oh yeah, I put mom on there because that's what we were talking about," and she's like, "These are for your mom, aren't they?" Yeah, yeah, they were.
Yeah, yeah,
And he played it off, but
yeah.
yeah. But he also, as they were walking into the bar, they saw that couple making out on the wall, and they were still there when they left the bar. And it wasn't until they passed them that you saw that the woman was eating the guy at that point, and his head like almost fell off of his body.
Yeah.
And then they start doing the song, they're humming it,
Mm.
and then they incorporate the zombies rhythm of his grunts into the song. Like shows complete obliviousness to the situations around him.
Yeah, yeah.
But the funniest part, in
Yeah.
my opinion, was when it was part of that scene. But when he comes back from when he comes out of the shop after passing all the zombies and he passes that one that just looks like a homeless man, he's like, no, I don't have change. I didn't
that's
have
the
change in the
homeless man.
store. No.
That's the homeless man he gave to change to the first time.
I didn't even notice. I forgot about that then.
That's why he's like,
I
I don't
didn't pay
have change. I
attention.
didn't even have the 15 pence to pay for it.
Yeah, that joke made me laugh the hardest when he walked by. I thought he was just asking for change. But what did you guys think of the ending? I'll skip to it. We already talked about how he was a dick in the bar and they ended up having to shoot Barbara, which we all knew was coming.
It was
But
oh, go
Well,
ahead.
why don't we summarize the end by saying that the military got the outbreak under control and that the zombies were able to retain like some of their own personalities. So they started using them as like,
yeah,
for menial labor, like workforce, going to get shopping carts at the store, stuff like that. And then we find out that Shaun has Ed in his shed chained up and they still go in there and play games and whatnot. I liked it. I liked it a lot because I haven't seen that before, and I
still
think
jumping up there.
they subtly left it open for a sequel anytime because any point, any one of those things can start biting somebody. And,
See you later, okay?
you
Sorry. I
We
too have.
wasted the good surprise on you.
Mm. Oh no.
I was just gonna say I liked how they went the complete opposite of like every other zombie movie, where it's always like world chaos, and in this one it's like everything's back to normal. We've incorporated them into being a workforce. We use them
Yeah.
for entertainment
But
purposes, for
a
game
zombie
shows.
couple reality show. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it was what was it? Was it zombie tug of war essentially? It was like they were on ropes and like whoever was strong enough
it's like
got to the meat first.
a rope and a slip and slide, and then there was like meat,
Yeah.
raw meat, and at the end, and yeah, so you're just using them as like like Coliseum type
And
fodder.
like when
The
Ed
casual aspect of it with the news report too, when he was like, I don't know if you caught it when the woman was being interviewed about her husband being kept locked up, and then they ask her like, "Oh, do you still sleep next to him?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah, oh, yeah, he was on like a Jerry Springer type show saying that
Yeah.
she's still married to her husband and stuff. Yes.
like
Uh, yeah.
or they're trained enough to where like Ed tries to bite him, and all he's got to do is like tell him, and then he like realizes, oh, don't bite. There's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Then he just
there's
goes back to playing the video games together. It was
And like I said, there could be a sequel at any time because at any time another outbreak could start because they're still around.
oh yeah.
So
Oh
I
man.
like that. Well, that little threat that lays over the top and it'll just always be there. But in essence, it had a happy ending.
Yeah. I
dogs
imagine
can't
that
look
if it
up.
did, it would start with that tug of war game. Like somebody would get cut in half by the rope and then they just crawl to the host and then bite the host
Mhm.
and then it just branches out from there.
Oh, one thing that stuck out to me is whenever they are making their way through the crowd of zombies to get into the Winchester, there's all those zombies around. There's one zombie in a wheelchair that was like operating the wheelchair, and I thought that was interesting. I thought
Really?
that a zombie, yeah, would just fall out of the chair and drag themselves to wherever they need to go, but she was actually like wheeling the wheelchair. I thought that was pretty
I
fun.
didn't even see
It
that.
was
Oh
a
man, I gotta
blink
get
and you
back.
miss it moment.
Yeah, there's just a couple little things that I caught this time after watching so many times and just not catching it before.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that this is considered part of a trilogy along with Hot Fuzz and
End of the
At
world.
World's End?
Yeah.
I did not know it was
I didn't
considered a
know
trilogy.
they all connected, but
I don't know if they're connected, but I know that there's a podcast used to listen to called The Weekly Planet, and they refer to it as the Cornetto trilogy. So I don't even know where that comes from, but I know Cornetto is an ice cream, and that he gets a Cornetto at the store whenever he goes to the shop in the morning, one of those mornings. But yeah, that's what they call it, is the Cornetto trilogy. But Paul's not a part of it, which I think Paul hits kind of the same beats. But World's End and Hot Fuzz, they all have horror movie elements to them, more so than Paul, I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah.
But I was considering putting that on the bracket, the Cornetto trilogy on the bracket. But we're already reviewing one right now, and there's only two left, so I don't know if I will or not. But I was considering it.
Fair. All right.
World's End, I love. I'm not a huge fan of Hot Fuzz. I think I might have only watched it the one time, but I really like that World's End.
I haven't seen that one, so I'll have to check that out.
It's great.
It's been a long time since I've seen Hot Fuzz though. So.
Yeah, I might have only seen it the one time, and I enjoyed it, but I never really went back to it.
What
All right.
what would you guys rate this movie?
I'm
I'm
giving it
not
4.5 Manchester or Winchesters. I give it 4.5 Winchesters.
Zoltan. How about you, brother?
Well, brother, I'm gonna have to also I'm gonna say 4.25 cornettos. I'm gonna give it.
I would give it a solid 4. Don't shoot, Barbara.
All right. Get out of the dog food.
I love it though. Definitely watching it again.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. I won't wait as long as I did the the second time. 18 years was way too long.
Yes, that is far too long. And yeah, something will definitely pop out at you again if you were to watch it again soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look for the wheelchair one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of mad that I didn't see that because I wrote a lot down, and I'm kind of
Mm.
glad that we all took turns on like different scenes. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, there's definitely different, different little things we all caught and different little things that stuck out to us and that we like.
It was the scene where they were zombie walking to the Winchester. Like as they were walking through the group, she was just right there, like
Yeah.
pushing herself through.
Do we want to add to the bracket now before we move on to the game,
We can.
Ooh.
or do you guys want to think about it and we'll come back to it after the game?
Thinking about it, I forgot about adding to the bracket this week, so I haven't picked a choice yet.
Okay, think about it while we
Actually, you know what? I can do it. I know exactly which ones I want to add because I want to see them. I have only seen the first one, and I haven't seen the other three. I think there's three,
Okay.
but the Descent.
I was thinking about the Descent too, but I think there might only be two. But I'm gonna put it on there anyway because
There's three. I only the only reason I know that there was even a sequel is because I was like, there's got to be a sequel. Like I just watched it for the first time the other night, and it was really good.
the Descent.
Say that again, man.
That I have a lot to say about the Descent and the sequel. If there is a third one, though, I would love to see it.
All right.
A big thing for cave horror movies for a little while.
Let's see.
All right, brother. Do you have one you want to add?
Yeah, there doesn't look to be a third one. They talk about it, but
I don't know if I might have added it last week.
Alien, you added last week.
Damn it. I was going to say Prometheus. It's in that same world. I just watched it again this morning.
Well, you said Prometheus was encompassed by the Alien universe. Prometheus and Alien versus Predator and whatnot.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember if I used it. But I ended up watching Prometheus again this morning on my drive. And I was just like, man, it is a really good movie.
You said Prometheus is a really good movie?
Yeah, I liked it.
I think it's decent. I wouldn't say really good myself, but I mean, I've only watched it a couple times, so if we do end up picking Alien, then I will get back to it. And I've never seen Alien 3, never seen Alien versus Predator 2. Did not like the first one at all. I've seen Alien Covenant.
Well, if it's any indication, the first Alien versus Predator is way better than the second Alien versus Predator.
All right. Looking forward to it. I like bad movies too. All right. Do you know what I'll tell you what I'm gonna add is the Conjuring. It's only 3 movies. I don't know if you want to count the whole universe. I wouldn't necessarily count that, but we could. Oh, Conjuring universe. That would be the Nun 2, the 3 Annabelle movies, the 3 Conjuring movies, Curse
Damn
of
it.
La Llorona.
I didn't know Annabelle. I was about to add that when I looked up the Descent. So the Descent is only 2 movies, so I won't do that.
All right.
I
Well, I'm
won't do
putting
that
the
one.
3 universe in, and do you want to think about it then and come back, or do you want to?
No, I guess I mean nope. Since he hasn't tossed it out, I mean it's kind of a shame that we haven't brought it up yet. So I'm gonna throw in Halloween. We have to throw that in there eventually anyway.
All
And I'll
right.
come next week with more of a choice.
Yeah, next week will be our last choice before we have to battle it out for the final spot. All right. Arlie, what was yours?
Well, it was Prometheus, but that's taken.
That's taken.
How many movies again? At least 3 need to be in it.
It has to be at least 3 in.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. All the good ones are taken.
Did you want
There's
Halloween,
3
Batman?
No.
Something different.
No, I
3
wasn't
Joyride.
gonna. I wasn't gonna put Halloween on the list at all. I was serious about that. I know you're like, he's waiting. I really wasn't gonna put it on.
Yeah, I believed him when he said he wasn't going to.
I believed you. I didn't think you weren't. I just figured since you don't have one and it is your favorite, I
Yeah.
would have let you choose it if you wanted to,
Uh,
or if you couldn't think of anything. I was gonna say Annabelle, but if that's part of Conjuring, then never mind.
Yeah, I'm putting in the whole Conjuring universe.
Okay. Whew.
yeah, I'm trying to think.
All the scary movies, or like I said, there's 3 movies in the Joyride series. There's 3 movies in the Cabin Fever series, and then if you count the reboot, I don't remember. I don't remember if we were counting reboots in this
Did
or
you
not.
already do Jeepers Creepers? I thought there was 3 of those, right?
I think there might even yeah. There's 3 in Jeepers Creepers.
We don't talk about the last one.
Yeah, the last one was
A giant
who-
fucking turd. The CGI
the
in it
whole
was
thing.
like,
The whole thing was in the daytime. It was weird.
oh, my biggest thing was like the very bad CGI.
Yeah, it's that, but you could just tell they had no budget because of the bad CGI and because it was all in the daytime.
A
They
lot
didn't
of
have proper and stuff to light night shots and stuff, so they had to do it all during the day, I guess. I don't know, but it was weird.
a lot of
I
movies
haven't
from
seen
the
the third
90s
one.
have better CGI. That tells you how
Yeah.
bad the CGI is.
God damn.
The movies in the Species franchise.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you count that as horror, I think it's probably like a horror sci-fi.
And it does
Mhm.
involve an alien species coming down here and kind of reproducing.
Yeah.
Was it Natasha Henstridge?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a big deal for a little bit.
Poison Ivy movies. I don't know if you count that as horror. I guess it's not really horror. It's more like maybe not
Yeah,
even thriller.
like things I'm
No.
thinking about, I'm like, they're not necessarily horror.
You can go with
They're
oh,
way
what's
more
the
action.
those killer clown movies? Not It. I'm not talking about It for all the people that are like, "You mean It?" No, I'm not talking about It. But you know
How
what I'm
about
talking about, right, Pat?
you talking about Terrifier?
Yes, that was it.
I think there's only 2 of those though. What
Oh.
about like the Hatchets or whatever, the Victor Crowleys? I don't know what those are all
Oh
called.
yeah.
Something specific.
Oh,
No, they're called Hatchet. Yeah.
yeah, they're Hatchet. I don't
And there
know.
is 3 of them.
It's
There's a bunch of.
more like what I'm thinking is it's more action sci-fi. That's not necessarily
Well,
horror.
hit me, hit me with it.
Started thinking about the Highlander series.
Yeah, it's not horror.
No, that's not horror, man.
Not at all.
That's action. That is total action movie.
Yeah.
But it's depends on which ones you watch. Like
I wouldn't
it
say
goes
any of
into
them.
sci-fi. Some of it goes heavy into sci-fi, really deep.
What if you did like these necessarily aren't necessarily connected, but like Stephen King horror movies, So they're not all one series, but
Yeah.
can do
I
Shining,
mean, you
Pet
could
Sematary.
always do oh, what was it? I just thought about it. And it was on the tip of my tongue, and now it's gone. Never mind. Fuck it.
We'll come back to
I'm
this. You think about it. We'll get the game started because we got to do the game and then the would you rather.
All
'Cause
right.
I think we're up on time. All right. So okay, last week, Casey,
All right.
you won the right to be an honorary brother,
Yeah.
and it was the best thing that ever happened to you. I believe you said that after we got off the pod.
okay. I
And
got mine. I got mine real quick. I had to
okay, what
look.
is it?
I had to look it up just to make sure. Sleepaway Camp.
Okay, I've never seen any of those, so
I've never even
I
heard
know
of it.
I know the twist of the first one. As soon as you see the first one, you're like, okay, I've definitely heard of this movie before.
Oh.
All right,
I've
what's up?
actually seen the twist and didn't know it was
All right,
coming. And when it happened, I was just like, "What the fuck?"
I've only heard of it. I've never seen it.
I mean, it's worth watching just to see it.
Oh, if Terror Firmer had some sequels, that would have been great. Terror Firmer is such an unsettling movie. Okay,
They are working on a Terrifier 3. They're trying to get it going. So
I did
in
hear
the
that.
future, it could be a trilogy to
Yeah.
review.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but I said Terror Firmer. Do you remember that? It's a trauma movie.
I remember Terra Firma and
Yeah, very unsettling.
the monster of it.
Yes. Okay. So we got 2 rounds of the game, and this is for you to keep your brotherhood status. Since you won last week, Casey, you get to go first this week.
Oh yeah,
So
woohoo.
we are going to start. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So 16 questions total and one tie. It's not a tiebreaker. There's going to be one money question, one money answer at the end. Okay, but the first round is called sequel high low. So like last week where we did Halloween high low, put Halloween where it was at on the list of the top 25,
Yeah.
and listed some other movies, say high or low. This I picked out a sequel, and then I'm going to list other sequels, and you have to tell me whether they rank higher or lower. And the sequel that we're basing this all off is The Ring 2, The Ring Part 2.
Okay.
So now I'm going to give you a movie. You tell me whether it ranks higher or lower than The Ring 2. And
When you say rank, you actually mean like a Rotten Tomatoes ranking or something, or
it's the top grossing ones, except for I expanded
okay.
it beyond 25. We're up in the 50s and stuff, up above and below the 50s. So The Ring 2 is where we're sitting at. I guess I can tell you
Okay.
what number that is if you want. I don't think it'll matter as much in this one. The Ring number 2 is ranked 50 overall box office all time.
Okay.
Number 50. So if something ranks higher, then it's 49. If it ranks lower, it's 51 and beyond. So the first movie I'm going to give you, Casey, higher or lower, Insidious 2.
I would say Insidious 2 made way more higher.
Higher?
Yeah, I
It's
think
made
so.
very close to the same amount of money, but it lands at 51. So it's actually a little bit lower.
Damn.
All
I'm
right,
surprised because
Arlie.
there's a huge buzz with Insidious.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
assume that made more.
Um, Scream 2, Arlie.
Scream 2 made more.
It
Yeah.
did make a little bit more. It was higher. 45. 45. All right, Casey, Paranormal Activity 2.
Ooh.
You hit him with the
I'm good.
PA2.
I know. I would say there was probably more for the first one than the second one. Then again, there were like 5, some crazy number like that.
There were 6 or 7 Paranormal Activities. I love that's gonna be my
Hold
next
on.
entry on the thing because I fucking love those movies. I totally forgot they existed until we were just talking about this, even though I wrote it down earlier. That's gonna be my last entry on the bracket before we move on. But okay, go ahead. Paranormal Activity 2.
It, I'd be surprised if Paranormal Activity 2 made more than Insidious 2, so I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go
Lower.
lower.
It's actually a little bit higher. It was
No,
number 42. 42. All right, Arlie, Scream 3. This turned out that way.
Oh. I know the reputation of it.
I love Scream 3. Scream 3 is my favorite one. I think.
I like it. I'm not part of the
Yeah,
group that's like it's a shitty movie, it's a shitty twist. It ruined everything that came before it.
best twist, the best killer.
I wanna say though that Ring 2 did better than
Scream
Scary
2. Again, they're very close. They're very close. But Scream 3 was a little bit lower at 52. So you got The Ring at number 50, Insidious at 51, Scream 3 at 52. Very close.
Wait, are
Okay,
we doing you said the Ring 2, right?
yeah,
That's what we're going against?
you are going
Yeah.
against The Ring 2.
Yeah. I said the Ring 2 did better.
Oh, I thought you said Scream 3 did better. Ring
No.
2 did do better.
I said Ring 2 did better.
Okay, my bad. I misunderstood then.
We
All
could
right, you
check
got that
the
point.
we could
I
check
missed
the
it, my bad.
recording, just so you know
It's
I'm
on
not
tape.
lying. It's
All
not
right, Casey,
necessarily tape, but yeah, it's on tape.
Okay, I misunderstood then. Conjuring 3, Casey. Conjuring Part 3.
Fuck it. More.
It did 2 more, yes. 33. It's 33. All right, Arlie, Jaws 2.
There's no way.
Jaws 2.
There's no way.
Jaws 1, I think, is the number 2 overall of all time.
I
But Jaws
know
2 is terrible.
I know it's
It was
I know
awful.
it's a huge movie. The first one is a huge movie,
Yeah.
but I gotta say that
Now, I will say quality of movie does not always determine box office. I mean, Hannibal
I know.
3 and
I'm
Hannibal
sure it
is
made more because everybody was like, I fucking loved the first Jaws. It was amazing. And then they got like this giant turd sandwich
yeah.
for the
Some
second
people,
one.
it could happen. People could have been very pumped from the first one, and then they turned out to Jaws 2 in droves.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still gonna say Ring 2 did better.
I was not a fan of The Ring at all. I never even saw The Ring 2. But no, actually, Jaws 2 is number 29.
Oh,
That's
damn.
quite a bit higher. All right, Casey.
Stupid Jaws one.
I'm not sure if this is part 3 or 4, but it's The First Purge.
The first Purge?
Yeah, I think it's the fourth one.
I bet the second one did better than the first one, but the first one was so fucking good. I want to say it did better. I want to say Purge did more.
Well, again, this is not Purge Part 1. This is Purge Part 4, which is a prequel called The First Purge.
Oh. Sorry. I thought you were. My bad. Oh.
No. First movie is called The Purge. This is called The First Purge.
Okay.
This one had what, Ethan Hawke,
As-
right?
No. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I didn't see anything after the second one.
I
And
didn't. I saw the first one,
Purge-
and then I saw like the fifth one, the
Okay.
American flag, like 4th of July one or whatever they did. I think
That's
with the cover of that one.
that one might be The First Purge, called The First Purge. I don't know though. Don't quote me on that. But all right, higher or lower?
I'm gonna say it was lower. I'm gonna say it did lower.
That is correct. It was number 71.
Right.
Last question in this round, and you guys are tied right now, so this will put you up by 1, Arlie, if you can get it. Final Destination 5.
Ooh, that was a good one though.
It was, but I'm pretty sure there was Burnout, so I'm gonna say Ring 2 did better.
I wish that I had seen Final Destination 5 before I got the twist ruined for me, because I want to say the first 3, and then I didn't see 4 or 5, and I got that. I still want to see it though, but it sounds amazing. And it was a little lower, 57. So we're
Wait,
going
did we put
on-
Final Destination on
No,
the? We
let's
haven't done
either.
that yet. Oh man.
We got more for next time.
Well,
I know mine.
fuck. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I think we already have next. We already almost have next week's picks. Me and you, at least. I don't know about Arlie.
I'm gonna put Highlander
next-
on next week.
Okay. Now going into the second round, Casey, we're gonna do another round of. I'm gonna tell you an actor or an actress, and you have to list a horror movie that they were in.
Oh fuck! I'm terrible at these. Okay, let's go.
Okay, and there's 8 of these, so 4 apiece, and then there is going to be one question, one actor or actress at the end that I'm gonna have you guys wager points on.
Okay. Oh, okay. A wager? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like a Jeopardy, huh? Final Jeopardy?
Yeah. First question or first actor or actress, Patrick Wilson.
I told you I'm bad with names, man. I told you I'm terrible with names. Like
Just
it
toss a
sounds
dart out
familiar,
there.
but I can't think of it at all.
Give it a shot. He's in a lot of horror movies.
I'm sure you're right. I just don't know the name. I told you I'm terrible with names. Absolutely, I'm the worst.
I might know the guy, but yeah,
There's a couple easy ones on. This one's easy too, but yeah, if you don't know names, then
I don't know
He's
the
in a
name.
lot of horror movies. Wait, can I get a hint? Is it older movies or newer?
not older.
Okay, I'm just gonna say the Conjuring.
That is correct. He was in The Conjuring.
No way, really?
Yeah,
That
he's
was
the
so
main guy in The Conjuring movies, and he's in the Insidious movies too. But he's not in all the Insidious.
I was
movies.
gonna say Insidious other than Conjuring because I was like the only other top movies are Insidious and Conjuring. I was like it's gotta be if he's in the top, if he's in newer horror, he's gotta be in one of those.
Mhm. Hey, Arlie, Ali Larder.
Final Destination.
Yep. Okay, Casey, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, Scream, right? No, wait, no. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Sorry. I sometimes get those two confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, Arlie. Linda Cardellini.
I know the
Yeah.
name though.
Can I take a guess and then re-guess again?
Sorry. Okay. Hey.
Sure.
I
Okay.
know who she is off the top of my
Yeah.
head. Like I can't think of anything that Lady L's been in horror wise.
I could think of two.
Like the only other things I know her from is Scooby Doo and the Marvel movies where she's just like Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah.
Trying to think of time
Two
period.
that I can think. She's in one in the early 2000s, I believe, late 90s, and then one in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just gonna say,
You have two guesses. Don't forget. So throw it out there. My bad, by the way. Okay, that was my bad. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun.
I don't know. It Chapter 2.
No, I don't think she was in that. No.
I don't know.
No?
I
I
thought she
don't
was in a witchcraft movie, wasn't she?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
if that.
She might be, but that's not one that I know.
I don't really pay attention to her.
All right, we can get two guesses on the next one then. I know her. She's in Curse of La Llorona, and she's in that D. Snyder Strangeland movie or whatever.
I haven't seen either of those.
The one on the cover, it's that she's got her lips sewn shut. It's like a blue light, and it's a close up on her face, and she's got her lips sewn shut.
Nope.
Okay. Casey, Lynn Shay.
The Lin Shay.
The Lynn.
I don't know. Wrong Turn. Fuck if I know.
No, there's the wrong term.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
She was Jam's mom in Detroit Rock City, if that helps. I think you already got it.
Oh, I know who she is.
That's who it is.
I know who she is now.
Still wouldn't know what horror though. So.
But she's in all the Insidious movies. She's the main character in all the Insidious movies. Well, she wasn't in the first one, but then she became the main character like after the second one. Really good though. All right, Arlie, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
I only know one. But...
I mean, the actual name is Spiral, right?
Yeah.
The book of Spiral or something weird like that.
It's got Spiral from the Book of Saw, is what it, but Spiral is good enough. That's what it's called. But yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that one again because it's been a minute. And I love Saw 10. I loved it. Okay, Casey, Kevin Bacon.
There's a bunch.
Yeah. Wasn't it called Hollow
Hollow something.
Man?
Yep.
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man. I'll take that.
It is
All right.
ma'am.
It's tied up at 5 right now, but you have
Sorry.
one more question, Harley.
I love I love that guy. Sorry.
Okay, last one for this round before the final Jeopardy. Jessica Chastain.
I know the name.
Well, you got two guesses.
I'm trying to picture her
Yeah,
face.
a coincidence that you got this one because you named one of her movies earlier.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't even know what I named off earlier.
She's been one of my favorite horror movies.
No more hints, Pat. I only got one hint. Stop
So
trying
yeah,
to level the playing field for your brother.
that part's not a hint.
I know the name. I would you said it's something I said earlier?
I may have said that.
Man, I said quite a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Stop Googling it.
My
I'm
eyes
just-
are
I'm just-
closed. Trying to
I'm
think.
just kidding.
Trying to yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this. It's like just throwing a dart out there. I would say Final Destination movie.
So she might be
Throw
in
out,
one of the ones I haven't seen, so I couldn't say for sure. But that
throw
I
out
don't
another
know.
one.
Yeah, you get 2 guesses. Or you threw this one out as a guess earlier.
I don't remember what I even guessed earlier.
Dang.
Just think about all the movies you've listed.
Yeah, I tried. I have
Oh,
nothing.
wow. I can't give you hints, man.
Highlander.
No, she was not in Highlander, but she was in It Chapter 2,
Oh, yes. Forgot you said that.
and she was in this movie called Mama that is just so good. It's so good. Right now we're tied at 5 apiece. All right, so this is a chance. I don't know if I should give the actor or actress's name before or yeah, I'm gonna do it after. So, how many points do each of you want to wager? You each have 5.
Do I have to wager points? Isn't it okay to go with 0 technically?
I think you gotta wager at least 1, but I know that also it's hard for you guys to wager or for either of you to pick first because then the other one will know how much you're wagering. Yada yada.
Well, if I go with 1, he's going to go with 1, and then if we both lose,
Then it's a tie, and then you're still brother. So
yeah, okay. I'll go with if I have to go with any, then I'll go with 1 because I'm bad with names. So, but it could be a name that he knows, and then if he puts 2,
maybe,
then he wins.
maybe
You doing one?
he's doing
Uh,
1.
Hold.
I'm going all in.
Really?
Well,
Dude, it was
cause if I do one and we tie,
That's true. That's true. This is the only way. I mean, if you do one and
I
then he
could
gets it wrong and you get it right, but either way, if you tie, he's still a brother. So you're taking a shot at the win right now,
yeah.
and I respect that. So we got a 5-point wager from Arlie and a 1-point wager from Casey.
Gotta go all in.
All right. So I think the way this is going to have to work is that I'm going to say the name, and it's whoever can say a movie first, right? Which I guess though 1 and 1 wouldn't matter because there's only one person that gets to answer. I should have fleshed this out before.
Sorry.
So okay. If whoever shouts out a movie first, then the other person cannot use that movie, and they still have a chance to name a movie after that. But whoever gets one movie first, then the other person still has a chance to name one. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
Sure.
Karen Gillan.
I don't even know if that's a boy or a girl.
Did you say Aaron Gillen?
Karen.
Karen
Aaron.
with a
Karen with a
T.
K.
Oh, Karen. I thought you said
Oh,
Taryn. I was
She
like,
plays Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I'll tell you that, so you know who she is.
Insidious?
Insidious?
I don't know if she's in Insidious.
But you got to know these things, man.
I don't know her from that. I only know her from one horror movie, so that's the one I'm looking for.
Okay, well, hold on. I said Insidious first. Can you look it up?
I will look it up, but I didn't see that on her list of movies whenever I looked her up. Alright. It's loading.
I believe I know the actress, and I've seen her in a horror movie.
Came out right. I saw it at the same time as I saw Insidious. It came out at the same time. All right, I am
Uh,
seeing Insidious. I see possibly a couple more horror movies that I didn't know about, but I'm not seeing Insidious.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Can we
Insidious.
just do we have unlimited guesses since we both fucked up, or what are we doing, or is it just a loss?
Well, okay, let's take 3 guesses each, but we just don't have to like organize them. If you have a guess, say it. So, but yeah, so you got 2 more guesses.
I want to say. Okay, I know this is wrong, but I don't know why. I feel like saying it. Is it The Last House on the Left?
No,
Okay,
yeah, good movie.
then I will have to go with Annabelle.
No, not an Annabelle.
lost him.
Your turn.
We're doing 3 guesses.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I got my 3 guesses. I was wrong.
So we were both wrong on Insidious.
Oh, I didn't hear because I was busy doing other shit. How many points did you wager? Did you also just wager the one?
he
I went,
wagered 5.
You wagered 5?
I went all in.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
Uh,
probably get it. He'll probably get it. Luckily, of like even if it's like the third guess. But
good.
technically, did his first guess, does that count? That he said Insidious?
I didn't hear him say Insidious, but he says he did, so I'll go with
We
what he
said it
said.
at the
No,
same
he
time.
did. No, I
Okay.
said it a little bit before you, but it was
2
like
2 more
Insidious,
then.
Insidious. It was like that, but I didn't know if that would count because I said it first, and I thought you said we can't repeat the movie, right?
So what? We get
So
3.
would
Yeah,
so would
yeah,
that?
but I'm going just because he says if he was arguing that it shouldn't count, then we'd have an argument. But he's saying it counts, and it was his guess, so I'm just going with what he says.
No, I'm saying
I
like I was asking
I
like
would
she's
say.
not in that, right? So that's
Oh yeah, no, she's
okay.
not.
I mean, this is me not being biased at all. If it's me, I would say that he still has 3 guesses then.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's just me. I mean, if you don't agree, Arlie, you don't have to. But I feel like since I said it first, it kind of took your chance away from saying it, even though you did say it right after me. I would say that it's even, I mean, especially if it's wrong, then it only benefits you anyway. But I would give you 3 guesses.
Uh, it is up to the game master over there.
Yeah, I'd say take 3 guesses as quick as you can. There's
Um,
one really good horror movie that she's in that I absolutely love.
Hey, no hints, man. You can't give hints.
That's not a hint. How is that a hint?
is it trying to think of the other franchise that is.
Mhm.
The,
Oh,
the,
I can
the
give
Is it
I can
Annabelle?
give one hint. It's probably not going to matter at all, but it is a WWE film. There are no wrestlers in it, though.
I think I know what movie it is now that I think about it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm right though. I do want to put it down. So before you guess, hold
Yeah,
on.
write it
That
down.
way you guys can't be like, "Oh, you're just full of shit."
I said Annabelle. Guess one.
Yeah, that's wrong.
There, I'm not typing anymore. It's right here.
The Oculus.
I think I got it now.
Oculus, it is. It is Oculus, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
He
Are
said
you
that.
looking it up?
He said WWE, and I'm trying to think of their movies.
I did not realize that.
You told a WWE fan that it was a WWE movie. That's
The
a
WWE
asterisk.
production.
That's an
Wouldn't that
asterisk win if
be-
I ever heard of it. Is she by any chance in Joyride?
No.
No?
That's Lily.
Okay, I thought she was. I thought I remember her face in Joyride.
She looks kind of similar. That's Lily Sablisky, though. But yeah, she's an Oculus, and Oculus is fantastic. WWE also has a movie called No One Lives that's really good too, and it's a horror movie as well. Different type of horror movie than Oculus, but also really good.
The only WWE horror movie I know is with Kane. That's See No Evil, right?
You know,
That's the
Evil
only
was
one I
really
know.
good. You know, Evil 2 upset me greatly.
All right.
But okay, Arlie's the winner. Then he has ends up with a final score of Casey 4 and Arlie 10.
10. Yeah.
That's
So that
somebody
was
There's an
was like
one.
standing
asterisk
next
next
to
to
me.
that win. I don't give a
Week
shit what you two say. There's an asterisk next to that win, bitch. You got a hint. You got a hint.
I maybe should have gave the hint out at first, but I don't think it would have helped you.
It wouldn't have helped me, but it helped him.
I
He's a
guess it
huge
helped them.
WWE fan.
Yeah, but who knows that movie?
He would. He's got an eidetic memory. And he
Oh.
loves wrestling. What the fuck?
If he has an eidetic memory, then he wouldn't have lost any game.
Okay, maybe not eidetic,
I'm
but he's
bad.
definitely
I'm
got,
bad with names. Like when
but
you
he's really
you were
good.
like
He's, he,
when
he
you were
has,
like
he has
Nebula.
almost a photographic memory.
When you said
Okay.
Nebula, I was like, I can picture who that is now.
Well,
Yeah.
I know what she looks like.
no, you can
All
put
right.
an asterisk if it makes you feel better. I guess
I'm
it
putting
maybe
an
should.
asterisk next
Maybe
to that.
should
You
go
gave
there.
him you gave a WWE fan a hint about a WWE movie. Don't even act like that's not an asterisk.
I guess
That's an
I
asterisk, my
didn't do it on
friend.
purpose, but yeah, you got.
There would have been one if he won, because there would have been an asterisk next to him being Scream. No, I know what you did last
No,
summer,
that's not true. We evened the playing field when we gave you chances.
and I didn't take
That's
it.
true, but
Yeah,
then
you did.
also every
I
single
didn't take
game
2 guesses.
we've given you Casey
You took 2.
alone a chance to get a win
At
or
the
whatever.
end, he said we have 3 guesses. I'm talking about the last round when you
Yeah,
were
you
like
laughed.
Freddie Prinze Jr. and you're like Scream, and then you were
Yeah, I
like,
know, but we even that's
Oh,
what I mean.
yeah.
We evened it out. You did take 2 guesses on your last question.
Yeah, we gave you 2 guesses after that, but
Yeah, so we were
I'm
fair.
just saying there
We
would
were
have been an
fair. Don't
asterisk.
even.
it's a legit
I would have
win,
pulled
that's
that
all.
card too. There's an asterisk.
Hey, you had equal chances though. That's the difference. I didn't have equal chance. He didn't give me a clue. Now it's neither here nor there that it would have helped me, but it's even a bigger asterisk the fact that he gave you the hint to a WWE fan about a WWE movie.
I don't know anything
That's
about
all I'm saying.
what's
If
WWE.
there was any time for an asterisk, that's the time.
It's like a WWE film that doesn't have any wrestlers in it. Nobody would even put together that that's a WWE film.
What's WWE?
But I saw it on
Don't
the screen. I was
Don't even. You literally sat there. We're like, I'm trying to think of all the WWE movies, and that's one of the only ones I thought about. That's literally what you said, and we could go back to the tape and prove that.
Well, horror wise,
that tape is gone.
I could have said the Chaperone. I
That's
could have said the
alright.
Marine. I could have
It's all right.
said the Marine 5.
We'll leave it up. We'll leave it up to the
taste of it
fans.
for a week. So maybe
That's
next week,
of
maybe the
them.
week after, we'll do another game. You'll get another shot to get back on top.
It's all right. I'll take the loss, but I do got to get going. So can we do the wrap up though?
Let's do it.
All
Hold
right.
on. Gotta
So,
wrap it up.
would you rather have the ability to always reach into your pocket and have the exact amount of money you need for whatever it is you're buying?
Yes.
Or would you rather be able to cure the major things like AIDS and cancer, but you don't get any recognition or money? You get
Wait, say
nothing.
that again. Would I rather do what?
So would you rather be able to reach into your pocket
No recognition or
and
money.
always pull out the money you need for whatever it is you're buying? You're buying a house, you reach in your pocket, you pull out a check for that amount. You're buying a car, it's that amount. Whatever it is, you've got a magic pocket that is always going to produce the money you need. Or you can be the person that cures AIDS and cancer, but you don't get any money or fame or anything from it. You just produce the cure and nobody knows. It's out in the world, everybody's using it, but it's not like you could be like, hey, everybody, and they're like, oh, there's Casey. He saved the world.
Yeah,
I know
mean,
exactly what I would go with.
in my current
And
situation, I'm taking the money.
yeah,
Anytime I
and
whatever I need it for, I have it.
hands down, yeah. I was like, that's an easy one. I mean, no offense to the world, but I know how the world works right now, and cures don't matter. Although
Greedy.
you did stipulate the fact that the whole world would already know about it and be using it. So that is a nice twist.
Yeah.
Because if it was just like, oh, you created it, I would immediately assume that the government took it,
No,
took
it's
Yeah.
control over it,
It
watered
out.
it down to not cure, and it
Yeah.
only helped greatly. That's what would happen. So
no,
I'm taking the money.
it's like the guy that created the polio vaccine where he didn't copyright it or anything, and like they were able to mass produce it. So I
Yeah.
mean, you find
Yeah.
it out, and it's just out in the world now, and there's no more AIDS and cancer.
I mean, as great as that is, that's really cool. I'd still rather go money.
Yeah, I'm not changing my mind right now at this second.
Man, you guys, cold blooded.
Yeah.
We need Mr. Krabs in here going money, 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 money. That's what it's all about, man.
I
I guess you're curing the diseases.
Yeah.
I,
I mean,
I
as
would
nice
take
as
the
it
money.
is,
I'd take the money too.
judging, I can't.
Alright.
You guys would want to do it? Oh, well, you know what? Neither would I.
We're still getting that residual synergy that we had back whenever Casey was a brother with us.
That's because there's an asterisk next to this win, and everybody knows it.
Michael
All right.
says
Well,
you are a sore loser.
You're damn right. I don't like not being a brother. I'm a brother.
Not this week.
not this week, yeah. And then not at
And
least until next week, maybe longer.
maybe. We'll see.
All right. But if that's it, nobody has anything else.
I I still say Highlander belongs on that list.
Do we want to
Here
put in
we
next
are,
week's guest already, or next week's
born
movies? 'Cause,
to
I
be
mean, me and
kings.
Next week, but
We're
also
the
my headphone
princes
just hit
of
me and
the
said it's about to die too.
universe.
Good song. But all right, yes. Until next week. Bye, brother.
Bye, brother. All right. What's this story that you couldn't tell while we were live?
all right. Oh man, I didn't think about it until after I had walked away because I didn't know what he handed me, and I was just like, okay, so there was these religious fanatics, and they were just shouting the word of God, and they were like, you should believe, kind of thing. And like we walked past them when we first got in there. They were on the opposite side of the street, so I didn't get to interact with them. But as we were leaving, they had gone over to the populated corner, and they were like in purple and gold silk robes, and
Hey,
and I was like, oh
hey,
wow,
hey.
they look like a bunch of wizards from from like from like Warcraft, like World of Warcraft or some shit. And I turned to the guy, the black guy, and I'm like, cool, can I join your clan, bro? Like thinking like video game clan, not like anything bad, right? And he hands me this paper, and I don't look at it right away. And as I'm walking away, I look down at the paper, and the paper is in big bold letters. It's, do you want to know the truth about slavery? And I'm like, oh man, clan was a bad choice of words.
I don't think you should have told that on pod. That's not bad.
Guess what?
But I got
He did tell it.
Oh, you gotta
We're
go.
still alive.
the after hours segment. Oh, so you got my fart?
Oh no, I didn't catch that.
Oh man.
All right. Oh, you're cutting out.
Okay, man.
Bye.
You cut out. Wait, I just seen you wave. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear you.
I can
Yeah,
hear you now.
all I said was I gotta go though, and I said
Okay.
bye, brother.
Bye, brother.
This was filmed in front of a live studio audience. We Were Told Productions proudly presents the Welcome to Pod Time podcast. Please slash that like, leave a killer comment, and murder that subscribe button.